Alright, today we're gonna be doing Kilo's Bond story. Kilo is obviously the driver of Talos. I wonder whether or not her story is gonna be more about her relationship with Talos than it is about her relationship with us. Hard to say. Let's check it out. On the surface, enemy down. Phew, that wore me out. Was that the last of them? Yes, the elevator is secure. I can't believe they actually assigned us to protect an elevator from being destroyed by a horde of Raptures. They call us special commandos, but it's starting to feel like we're a little more than pest control. Was that the last one for now, Master? Yes, for now. We'll have another similar operation in 3 days' time. Let's head back. We've got a lot of paperwork waiting for us in the office. Alright. Is the operation over? Yes, do you need anything, Mana? As a matter of fact, I do. I was hoping you could assist a Nikke nearby who has been waiting for extraction. Extraction, you say? Yes, I'll send you the coordinates shortly. After receiving the coordinates, I realized the location is not too far from us. Okay, we'll proceed with a rescue operation. Much appreciated. I'll leave this in your capable hands. Anything we should know about? She's currently housed in something akin to a mech suit. Huh? What? A moment later, inside a nearby abandoned building. Yeah. Let me try getting Kilo's voice. Talos! 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 Yes, Kilo? You did send a distress signal, didn't you? Affirmative. Signal was sent using normal transmission. Then how come no one's coming to rescue us? Processing. Intel indicates there is a large Rapture horde passing by. In order to avoid any conflict, permission to use the nearby elevator has been approved only for select squads. So in other words, there's no guarantee that anyone's gonna come get us? Not necessarily. The special commandos known as counters have taken the elevator and moved up to the surface. They were deployed to protect one of the elevators which fell within the Rapture's purview. In correlating the combat experience, capabilities of the counters, and the difficulty of the mission at hand, my calculations indicate there's a 92% chance that the counters have already completed their mission. There's also a 96% chance that they will come to rescue us after receiving a message from MMR. Really? That's a relief. I thought we were gonna end up buying the farm up here. There's a 99% chance that they will establish contact with us within 60 seconds. Seriously? Target found. At least, I believe so. Mana wasn't kidding. It's actually a robot. Is that thing actually real? You're telling me there's a Nikke inside that thing? Should we knock? Hold on a second, I'm coming out. Some fresh air. Are you Kilo? That's me. I presume you're the commander of the counters? I've heard a lot about you. It's nice to finally meet you. This robot here is called Talos. You could consider it a mech of sorts, which I pilot. Can I give you a spin? What? How do you operate the weapon system? Probably through voice recognition, right? Talos? Blasters! Something like that? No, that's not how it works. Well, I guess it's a real... Well, I guess it's a real type robot. Not very exciting. You sent out a distress signal. What seems to be the problem? Ah, right. Talos got stuck in the mud, and there's no way I can get out of it myself. All this high fidelity technology undone by ordinary everyday mud? There's something comical about that. So all we need to do is extract Talos from the mire. If you could, that'd be great. A moment later. Awesome, thanks. We'd have been toast if it weren't for you guys. Actually, I should probably think about adding an emergency escape function. Talos, where are your manners? Thank these people for what they've done.
Thank you for helping me.
Holy crap, that thing talks? An articulate robot being real type instead of super type? I can't accept this. But here X is a real type too. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. We should be getting back. That we can proceed to the nearest elevator. I'll be heading straight back to the Ark. Yes, and you're coming with us. Oh well, it's just that, would it be possible to go to the Outpost first? I've been wanting to see it for a while now. Huh? What's there to see in that place? Come to think about it, there's a swimming pool at the Outpost. Don't you think if we split the pool in half, something might come out? No. Fine. Please? It's been a lifelong dream of mine to see the Outpost. Are you really that excited about it? Would it be at all possible? It's possible, but I'll have to notify Mana first. Thank you. Then let's head to the Outpost. Chat, how is my kilo voice? Is my kilo voice killing you guys? I'm putting in a lot of effort into that kilo voice, alright? It's uncomfortable to do. Lamau? Damn, rude. So rude. Commander's room. My name is Kilo, and I'm a part of Heavygram. The primary duty of our squad is to test Nikke manned weapons developed by Missilis. This particular weapon is called TARFH, which stands for Tactical Autonomous Vehicle Human Type. Information overload. Oh, sorry. Anyway, since this TARFH is still in its prototype stage, it's being deployed in various types of missions in order to gather relevant data. To be honest though, it's not going particularly well. The robot spoke earlier. What's that all about? Ah yes, that's the auxiliary AI for the TARFH. It's an all-purpose AI which can help automate various operations without the need for pilot intervention. I personally call it Talos, which is short for Tactical Assistance and Logistics Optimization System. My brain cells can't handle all this information. Sorry. Basically what you're saying is that we can call this thing Talos? Is that it? Right. Is the AI fully autonomous? No. The pilot must input commands in order for the machine to move. Although it provides a lot of assistance, it is incapable of operating entirely on its own. Therefore, a skilled pilot is imperative to ensure peak performance from TARFH. Is there any particular reason behind it having an anthropomorphic design? What do you mean? I understand the reasoning behind having a Nikke commandeer a mech. When compared to directly outfitting a Nikke with additional parts, the risk of a mind switch is significantly lower. However, I fail to see the point behind giving it an anthropomorphic look. A more typical tank design would most certainly be more efficient. You just don't get it, Rappy. What? It's not all about efficiency, you know? It's about the feel. Yeah, that's gotta count for something. I knew you'd understand, Command Master. I'm sure Kilo agrees. It's about the feeling it gives you, isn't that right? The reason Talos has adopted this particular design is because it's a Nikke core. He uses the Nikke core as his primary power source. Excuse me? Yes, you heard correctly. The top H is powered by a Nikke core. The initial prototypes were dubbed Tava, Tactical Autonomous Vehicle, Animal Type. However, due to its animal-like form and poor scalability, the project was quickly abandoned. In the end, the power source proved too unstable and it was impossible to use for prolonged periods. We also tried tanks and other weapon systems, but we consistently faced similar issues with the power source. Therefore, we chose to use a Nikke core as a power source, which resulted in a more human-like appearance. This form turned out to be the most efficient way to properly utilize the Nikke core. That's why Talos looks the way it does. So, I'm half right. Kind of, right? Sure. Whatever makes you happy. Anyway, the amount of money which has been invested in our squad is astronomical. So if we don't start producing results soon, the project is liable to be scrapped. What would happen then? Never knew Kilo gave off "I'm giving up on life" vibes. This brand new eye-opening moment. What? In the English version, she always sounds like she's giving up on life. Talos would be disposed of, and I would be tossed between different squads like a hot potato. What do you mean? Why would that happen? Well, before I piloted Talos, I bounced back and forth between all sorts of different squads. You say you're currently part of a squad, no? What's the current situation with your other squad members? Since acting solely with the heavy ground squad has its limitations, we're used to having our members dispersed among different squads. Most of their focus is combat based, and they are achieving decent results. However, when compared to the sheer amount of capital invested in us, the results do come up short. Wait, so you're not combat focused? No. Then what is it you specialize in? If you want to be more effective, having a specific area of focus is key. You have more job offers than you can shake a stick at. Well, actually, I like to say that my goal is to be well-rounded. Something of an all-purpose individual. Or, to put it more bluntly, yes, jack of all trades, master of none. There's not really one thing I excel at. The top H can adopt various different functions depending on the pilot's preference. I input a wide variety of functions in hopes that I would eventually stumble upon one area in which I'm good at. What kind of functions are there? Combat, search and rescue, repair, production, communication, garrison, medical. Quite a laundry list. Don't you think this is a bit much? Oh, maybe. I just want to be helpful in any situation that crops up. I understand where you're coming from. You just want to be able to contribute. Exactly. If I can help in any sort of situation, even just a little bit, I won't feel so worthless. By inputting all these functions, I might end up finding something I'm really adept at. But so far, I haven't had any luck. Sometimes I wonder if there's nothing I'm good at. Everyone has something they're good at. I'm sure you're no exception. You think so? We'll help you figure out what it is you're good at. Huh? Are you sure? I don't want to impose. You made us reroute ourselves to the outpost instead of the Ark. It seems pretty clear to me that you want our help. You're right. Everyone speaks so highly of you guys, so if you could help me, I'd be eternally grateful. Alright, you're on. Let's do it. I'm surprised, Anis. I didn't think you'd be into holding someone's hand like this. What can I say? She reminds me of myself when I was younger. Which company oversees Heavy Gram? Is it MMR? That's correct. For now, at least. All the R&D related to TFH is being done over there. Alright, I'll get in touch with Mana and let her know we've encountered some issues. And that there might be a slight delay in sending you back. Thank you, truly. I'll request the use of the Elysian training grounds. If we wish to conduct a bunch of tests, that's the only logical choice. Thanks, Rappi. But I'm from Mystilis. Don't worry. There won't be any issue. We just want to put Talos to the test. Kilo's voice is really hard to do. Though at least the version of Kilo's voice that I'm doing right now is really hard to do. Elysian Headquarters, 12th Tactical Training Ground. Wow, this place is massive. It looks like it does up on the surface too. After all, Elysian is a company that values practical combat. This was my first time meeting Miss Ingrid in person. Is she really okay with all this? She keeps repeating man, weapon and tactical over and over. It's fine. That's how she is all the time. Oh, I see. Alright, Rappi, I'll leave the explanations to you. Okay. We're gonna assess you in your combat, search and rescue, production, and repair abilities. You'll be assigned a score for each segment, which is graded according to Elysian standards. That will give us a better idea of which areas we need to work on, after which we'll rerun those tests. Looking at the second round of results should help us figure out which specific area you excel in. So I'll finally know what I'm good at. That's the idea. Got it. Alright, let's begin. A moment later, that concludes the test results. What was my score? Your specific scores will be provided once you've completed all the tests. As for areas which can be improved, I recommend you utilize a wider array of weapons. I also suggest using standardized ammunition. Does Talos only have one weapon? Yes, for now. It's just a machine gun attached to the arm. Correction! I am also equipped with 2 frontal Vulcans and a hydraulic fist. Oh well, sure. But we don't ever really use those. Why not? I guess since they're kind of weak and can only be used at close range. Okay, what do you use as ammunition? We produce specialized ammunition. If we ran out of ammo while out on a mission, we'd be in a world of trouble. So we only use ammunition that we manufacture ourselves. What material do you use? Reinforced plastic, gunpowder, and... Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Let's move on. A moment later. That does it for the search test. You should increase your detection range and simplify your target selection. Right now, your detection range is quite narrow, and you are being a bit broad with your target criteria. You think so? I can track around 50 different categories of targets. Why would you ever need to cast a net that wide? I don't know. You never know what will happen during a mission. You might find yourself in need for some wood or plastic. Fine, next. That concludes the rest of the tests. As far as your ability to conduct a rescue operation is concerned, you're outfitted with a variety of tools, tubes, parachutes, and ropes. Yep, that's so we can handle rescue missions on land, sea, and air. I see. In terms of production, you're equipped with a 3D printer. You never know what you might need to manufacture. With this handy printer, we can make all sorts of small objects that you might not have thought to bring, but turn out to be of vital importance later on. We also use it to make specialized ammunition. Moving on to repair capabilities, I see there's a function here intended to suture. I see there's a function here intended to suture severed parts back on. Surely it would be more efficient to simply replace any severed parts with new ones. Sure, but a situation might crop up where that's not possible. Very well. I'll write down all my suggestions and send them to you later. Once we review them, we'll conduct the second round of tests. 1 hour should be enough for that, right? That's more than enough. 2 hours later. That concludes the second round of tests. Let's check the results. Okay. How'd it go? What's she best at? From what I see here, think production. If you really put your mind to it, I bet you could make all sorts of figurines turn up on the surface. It's an impressive skill, but I'm not entirely sure how useful it is. According to the initial test results, you scored 50 on each and every single area. What was it out of? 100. After reviewing my suggestions and conducting a second round of testing, the total for each area was 51 points across the board. She gained 1 point across the board? Damn. What? So she got the exact same score in every category? Yes. How is that even possible? How can there be such an even spread? You really are straight down the middle in terms of skill. Then what should I do? Is there no area that I have special talent in? Why don't we go outside? I'll explain it to you there. Okay. The Outpost. I have to be honest with you, Kilo. As it stands, you and Talos are utterly average in every aspect. What? Wow, really? I'm not saying that as a compliment. In fact, I'd venture to say that you're barely getting by. Of course, this is all based on Elysian standards, and while the practice facility simulates an environment close to actual combat, it's still far from the real thing. Even with all that factored in, however, your overall abilities appear to be lacking. I see. If there's one unifying weak point, it's that you have too many functions. I'm not saying that you don't have a good reason for each of them, but the amount is simply excessive. Due to this surfeit of functions, your proficiency in each individual one is somewhat low. You have a wide range of skills, but you have not mastered any of them. You were never one for mincing words, Frappy. You've got that right. As of late, Squads have been assembled on a general basis of a shared specialization. All the members of a squad possess finely tuned abilities within the same category. For example, let's look at the scouts who excel at reconnaissance. Signal possesses superb powers of deduction and communication skills. She's responsible for reporting any mid-mission incidents to their supervisors, so that other units can respond accordingly. Another one of her duties is creating environments with strong signals so that communications never go down. Delta, meanwhile, is adept at tracking and infiltration. She can approach targets without being detected and observe their movements, and can also use her tracking skills to keep the squad on track. If necessary, she is authorized to carry out covert operations. Between these two, all their bases are covered. No other skills are required since they are meant to serve a very specific purpose.
Then what should I?
You need to figure out what your purpose is and focus on that. Otherwise, you're bound to fail.
So I have to pick something and focus on it? But what should I choose? I don't know.
That's why we're doing this, to find out precisely that. This kind of feels like we're hiring a new employee and finding out their strengths and weaknesses.
I feel differently about the matter.
You do? How so?
I think it's entirely possible to be proficient in many different areas all at once.
Really?
Yes, someone can prove highly effective in any given situation. An individual who might not stand out in any one aspect, but is able to contribute more than enough to be noticed and appreciated.
Kind of sounds like someone who's just responsible for cleanup.
That's a bit of a negative spin on it.
I knew it. I'm not talented in anything.
There is merit to what the commander said.
Really?
You said Talos acts on your command, right? That tells me you understand where and how to use all those different functions. If you're able to hone all those skills, you could indeed become a jack of all trades. Someone who excels at everything they do.
Wow!
Of course, it will require a lot of time and a substantial amount of effort.
I understand. Thank you. Okay, I think all these tests have worn me out. Is it okay if I get some rest?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
Kilo walks off.
Rappy,
Yes?
don't you think you're giving her false hope?
If she wants to define who she is, she has to consider all of the possibilities and think about it long and hard.
But that's a luxury Kilo might not be able to afford. Picking one area of expertise might be more.
Is that your definition of talent?
Absolutely. Talent is something that you can cultivate within yourself. If you don't, you'll never be needed by anyone or even acknowledged.
Talent isn't something you use to obtain recognition. It's meant to help you gain a deeper understanding of yourself.
I don't agree.
Well, everyone has their own opinions.
Yes, and you've imposed yours on Kilo.
Hardly. I'm merely pointing her in a certain direction.
Are you seriously telling me that saying what you said to someone who's lost their way isn't imposing your own will on them? That's enough bickering, you two. I just came up with the perfect solution. I should know better by now, but fine, I'll bite. What is it? We'll find a squad that needs Kilo as she is right now, and have her join them. There must be a squad out there that has a need for someone with a comprehensive skill set like Kilo's, even if she's a little clumsy.
Neon, did you not listen to what I was just telling Kilo? Squads are formulated now according to very defined skill sets.
I know, but there might be a squad out there that needs her.
Maybe.
Maybe my ass. At any rate, the final decision will rest with Kilo. She'll have to decide for herself if she wants to focus on one thing in order to stand out, or put a whole bunch of effort into honing every single skill she has. Or find a place that she belongs right now.
You're right. That's a decision to make.
Let's take Kilo with us.
Come again?
We've still got one mission coming up where we'll be protecting the elevator. Let's have her tag along.
I don't think there would inherently be any issues with that, but may I ask why?
When it comes down to it, Kilo has to be able to work with others in whatever capacity that may be. Therefore, I don't think it's right to write her off based on hypothetical tests alone. If we are all out on the field together, we might find out things we wouldn't have otherwise.
You want to see if we have any chemistry on the battlefield? Is that it? Going into combat with a robot? I'm in! Just thinking about it makes my heart race.
Understood. I'll make the necessary preparations.
Thanks, Rapi. I'll contact Mana. We shouldn't have to inform Suen, right?
No, there's no need. Just ignore her.
Are you all sure about that?
Surface.
Here they come. Everyone get ready.
Alright, we're ready. I'm gonna go above and beyond again this time.
Kilo, feel free to do whatever you feel is right. You can join the attack or focus on providing support. It's all up to you.
Okay. Let's go, Talos. We'll show them what we can do. If we make an impression here, we might be able to secure a spot on some other squad. Then we won't have to drift around anymore.
Understood. I will work on providing support.
A moment later.
Neon, pass me the ammunition. Just a second.
Here, I've got you.
Thanks.
We're struggling over here. I need some backup.
Okay, I'll be there soon.
Providing supporting fire. 10 o'clock, is it? Yes, thank you.
Oh no! The elevator just took a direct hit by a grenade.
What's the damage?
That remains to be seen, but
The damage isn't serious. I'll repair it.
oh, okay. Thanks. Damn, our cover is compromised. We have to change position.
Reinforcing cover now.
Much appreciated.
We're nearly there, Commander. There are only 15 units left.
Let's go on the offensive and push through.
Roger.
I'll join you.
All clear.
Good job, everyone.
How was I? Guess I wasn't that great.
Not at all. You were a lot of help.
Oh,
You were a lot of help.
really? In what way?
You helped in a bunch of different ways. you were able to react to a lot of different problems. It was great. Being able to improvise and react to the unexpected is a great asset. That way, we don't have to worry about every last detail.
Thank you for saying that. Talos isn't bad, right? I told you it's a good system. Well, was there perhaps anything that you felt I did particularly well? Something that you feel I could specialize in? I guess not.
No, there was.
Really? What?
You have good judgment. You know precisely how to act in different situations. I think it's a vital skill to have if you want to be an all-purpose individual on the battlefield.
The commander is right. Because you're so well-rounded, you were able to respond quickly and assist us in every type of situation that cropped up. Sure, your speed and efficiency could be improved, but I think that with time and effort, you could get enough overload gear to be an invaluable asset on the field. Specializing in one ability might not be the answer for you after all.
Thank you.
Well then, let's go back. To help with immersion, you should wear glasses for Neon's voice, red hat for Rapi, and show your chest for Anise. Sanguchi is wild.
Alright, I'll guide the way. Thank you again for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I never would have thought I'd be able to get special training with the counters themselves.
No problem. If you ever need any help, just get in touch with us.
Actually, that might be a bit difficult going forward.
How come? Did Swen say something?
It's not that. It's just that our squad is apparently gonna be focused more on solo missions in the future.
Why?
It costs a small fortune to keep Taffage up and running. So anytime we assign to a different squad, it ends up eating a lot of their operational costs. Apparently, some of the other squads filed complaints.
Isn't Mesilis loaded? Why don't they foot the bill?
They offered, but the other squads still declined. They say that they have to lug around too much mechanical equipment and supplies. 3 times more than the usual according to their estimates. If we were 3 times more effective than an ordinary Nikke, then it wouldn't be a problem. But since that's not the case... Before piloting Talos, I was passed around from squad to squad indiscriminately. Now I'm switching to solo operations. I'm not asking for too much, am I? I just want a place where I belong. And the options seem to forever shrink.
Isn't there something else we can do to help?
I appreciate your offering to help, but I don't want to be a burden. If something were to go wrong, I could be held responsible for negatively affecting our bottom line. And that would put you on bad terms with the boss. Anyway, I owe you big time. Thank you. Well, I should be getting going.
Kilo hops in Talos and rushes off in a hurry.
Isn't there something we can do for her? I feel bummed.
There's nothing we can do. If Kilo and Talos don't improve, then they'll only drag us down.
Ouch, harsh.
You know I'm right.
I know. It's frustrating. Kilo said that... Kilo said she wants to find somewhere where she belongs. Kilo sounds Kilo said she wants to find somewhere she belongs. I hope she finds it.
I don't think you need to worry about that.
What makes you say that?
Have you looked at Talos's chest?
Honestly, Commander, every day I find out you're into some new freaky thing.
Anis, why? Anis, don't look at me like that. Come on, man.
Yeah, this may be a bit much though.
That's not what I'm saying. Ugh, forget it. At any rate, we should head back. Talos,
Yes, Kilo?
this is gonna be our 21st test, right?
Correct.
What will happen if we fail again?
The probability of the project being abandoned will increase.
By how much? Never mind. I'm not sure if we can do this.
You can do this, Kilo.
I hope so. If I could find a place on my own, a place to shine, I would really like that.
Aw, poor Kilo. But they got their redemption. Kilo and Talos got their redemption in Last Kingdom. This story, even though it's not like really dark or really sweet or really horny or anything like that, that was a good story. I liked it. Subscribe.
Jiggle physics, 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 jiggle